All right, welcome back to the B stream. It's Clutch and Faisal, the OG duo. We're back in action. Optic Gaming versus Majin Club here, back in action. We're kicking off game one of Pool C here with Optic Gaming and Renegade on screen. And Renegade was on fire earlier today, Faisal. What did you see from him that really stuck out in the series against TSM that makes you believe Optic are here for a world championship?
Same thing we see from Renegade every single tournament, just complete dominance, hitting his shots, moving around the map perfectly, and on board now with Lqgend as two members fall from Majin. Optic trying to get some early control.
Yeah, if Optic do want that world championship, it can't be a one-man show. It's got to be all four clicking on all cylinders, but one of the players that I really think can elevate this team to the highest degree is Lqgend. Formal has found that camo. The snipe flying off towards him is a great job by Optic to throw that snipe towards him. And Formal now with camo snipe as we prioritize this series at hand. Let's see what he can give us here. Majin, of course, a European roster that's forced to play with the coach. It's unfortunate for them. I know things happen, but trying to make the most of it and trying to make the most of this series is going to be difficult with Formal. Snipe doesn't pull the trigger and maybe a little bit of lapse there. You thought he probably thought he pulled the trigger there. It was going to be a headshot, but because he doesn't, his teammate actually goes down. Lqgend probably a little frustrated there with that death, but still Optic in control for now as B does get transferred and Majin start to score.
Yeah, that A-B setup did wonders right there for Optic, but now Majin able to convert the BC control. zMightys goes down. Formal moving into this B hill. The sniper in hand gets a nice body shot. Make that a headshot on Sxptiq. And control back in the hands of Optic.
Yeah, how ugly is this series going to be is my question. How warmed up are Optic? I mean, Faisal, when you went to a tournament and maybe you went to a game 5 with a team you didn't think was going to take you to game 5, but you won it, you feel probably pretty good for the rest of the day. Tell me what that's like and what it's like to have more series ahead of you after kind of going to war so early in the tournament.
Yeah, it's a good feeling knowing that you're in pool play, and if you can get some good matches, especially as an underdog, if you can push a team to their limits. It's a long weekend, Clutch, and you know that better than most. So you got to pace yourself, but obviously you got to take your wins and capitalize on your opportunities. Certainly
woke up Optic, and that's for sure. 80-14 now, the score. Heavily in Optic's favor. The second camo of the game coming up. Formal trying to create some space for that camo. Is going to be pushing bottom mid. Gets a repulse, able to relocate, maybe save his teammate's life. He does just that. And with camo coming up, Optic will have map control. It is going to be a push for zMightys trying to deny that camo, but multiple members of Optic, too much for zMightys to deal with, and they're going to have the second camo of the game as well.
Camo control for Lqgend, BC control for Optic, and that timer just keeps ticking in their favor as Lqgend with this camo trying to play a little bit aggressive here, working with this team as Sniper will be spawning in 5 seconds. Spots the player pushing top middle, that's Kronos, and he just drops out of that fight. Now Lqgend picks up Sniper rifle with the camo.
Yeah, and this is where the game could get ugly. Lqgend was dominant with the snipe on live fire against TSM. Can he create that scene here? He's not hitting the first shot, but the second one's going to find him an easy kill on the Sxptiq. He's going to relocate the top middle. TchiK's going to be right in front of him. Can't hit the headshot on the TchiK, but the body shot's all they really need. TchiK was the last player alive. One player spawns big door, one player removed from the map from big door, another player spawns camo. He gets removed. It's a double for Lqgend. You know he wanted more, but the last player alive actually gets split spawn, kicked out towards B. Kronos is going to jump into B, which is going to stop the trip cap for now, but the damage is already done, Faisal. 170-14.
Yeah, and Lqgend's teammates is doing such a good job allowing him to just have free reign over the map right now. He's just standing there, looks like shooting, bombs almost in the game. They're not even looking at him, and that's all credit to his teammates.
This probably feels like Optic's searching matchmaking right now, and this is tough for the side of Majin. You know you didn't get to this event with your full team, and how much does that impact the individual performance of everyone else that's here? Just a little disheartened that you'd have to believe, but got to make the most of what is the last world championship of your Halo Infinite career. Able to stop the bleeding, and let's see how long they can hold a BC hold now that Kronos has elbow control.
Damage from the A side, trying to make his way over to B. Does he know that TchiK is hiding? No, he doesn't. As TchiK able to get some damage into Renegade. Formal stays alive, though, wisely. Not just to take that fight.
Take the trade.
Ultimately gets the trade. And 3 members fall low for Optic.
Big one. They can take down Lqgend. They get respawns towards Mud. That's going to immediately force the hand of Lqgend as he gets grenaded out of B. And they're able to hold a setup. Hey, you do that about 15 more times, you'll be right back in this game. Let's see if Optic can break this setup now. A good first hold, that's a sign, a promising sign, and doing it against Optic is no easy task.
Yeah, Optic's so good at taking real estate on the map early. They spawned A, and within what seemed like 2-3 seconds, they were already bottom middle swarming, and now control back in the hands of Optic as Lqgend picks up another camo.
Yeah, he gets away with it too. Look at him, half shield, teammates on the way, able to find a kill. That's so annoying, but Sxptiq does a good job to remove Lqgend. Lqgend a little greedy, maybe could have gotten away with that camo without even having to shoot that first player, but something to learn from there. It might not be perfect, but Optic break the setup. They're able to get into B. They're also going to be transitioning A. They're going to give up C, but Renegade wants C under his control, so he's going to push back tower, and let's see how well Majin read this flank. They get out of dodge pretty quick there.
Okay, picking up that kill on TchiK for the trade. 3 members fall for Majin. zMightys last one alive, and another trade cap in the card for Optic Gaming.
It's an Optic beatdown at this point, 200 to 69, and continuing to climb. It's Bound, 17-5-7, a player that multiple people have called out as far as maybe statistically not having the strongest tournaments. You'll love to see him off to a hot start on a championship Friday.
Yeah, Bound is going to be that player on Optic to watch for me. He's going to really need to play at the level that we know he can play for this Optic gaming roster to win the Halo World Championship.
I like that from Bound. He hits that shot, he relocates immediately. He knows that player's not going to give it to him. Loses a couple of teammates here. It's actually Renegade on the screen. Sorry about that. As he hits the first shot on the player, and Hill can't hit the quick scope, but Renegade going to allow his team to not only get A control, but the sandwich onto B is going to come. But zMightys and TchiK both finding kills makes this a difficult situation for Renegade. He's going to be forced to be special with this snipe. Kronos, the coach, he's taken down. Renegade finds that free kill. Player on the pillars takes him down, however, and Renegade's going to want that life back. It was a tough push in a 2-on-4 situation where Renegade wanted to create some space, but maybe the kill and the distraction that Renegade was able to provide has allowed Bound and company to take over, coming off respawn. And speaking of taking over, Jesus Christ, Bound, that was nice to add to 22, 5, and 9 for his score.
Yeah, great plays out of Bound here, and barely getting into the C stronghold, but that'll do it. Optic Gaming take game number 1 very comfortably against Majin.
Yeah, it's tough times for the coach, 4-14. You know, he was probably trying to grind as much as he could in the short window of time period he had, but catching up to Optic Gaming and what their ceiling is not an easy task, and you did not have enough time, sir.
Yeah, he did not ask for this. He did not ask to be playing against Optic Gaming right now, and unfortunately a tough game 1 for Kronos and the Majin boys. But it's a long series, but it's just a long weekend. Let's see if they can turn things around in game 2.
And it might not be a long series.
We are back with game number 2. Optic Gaming against Majin Club. Slayer on Aquarius. And we are going to start this one off on the side of Optic with Bound. Let's see what he does off the break.
Well, what I saw from Bound in game 1 from this series, that's I think what we can take away when we're watching a team like Optic play Majin Club in the fashion that Majin is in right now. I think it's important to just pay attention to individual decision makings. How strong does Optic's teamwork? What do these setup breaks look like? What does their power weapon control look like? Right now, Optic looks phenomenal throughout the categories I just listed. Bound finds himself that camera so quick to get top middle of the route. And getting out of there is perfect. Relocating to get behind 2 players even better, as Bound finds a double to extend the lead from 5 to 3.
3 members fall from Majin. Quick lead on the side of Optic. Camel still in the hands of Bound, doing a lot of damage. Players on the Majin side trapped in that fridge, but good job taking out Bound there.
Yeah, great grenades, and Bound's got to play his life a little bit more. A little bit of an over challenge in that situation to kind of eat that. You know the respawners are going to have frags. You know that that's an easy ramp to nade the frag up. You want to stay alive with that camo, especially with the update of it being 45 seconds long. So better decisions can be made, but still the lead in Optic's favor, 7 to 6.
Working alongside a couple of his teammates here, triangle offense for Optic. Just everyone's got each other's back, and they're pushing in sync.
Yeah, Majin's kind of split on the map 2 and 2, all the way across. Bound, Renegade both find kills. They are going to take down Renegade. This player at yellow tries to play his life as long as possible, but eventually gets taken down. And now Optic look to press the pedal to the metal right now as Lqgend gets the first 5 onto a respawner in the closet.
Double kill for Lqgend. A couple more players in this blue fridge. Sxptiq takes him out.
Yeah, you can see the pace that Optic want to play at. I mean, traditionally they're one of the fastest, if not the fastest team in Halo Infinite right now, and they are not sparing Majin any time, giving them much of an opportunity to fight on even footing. Split spawning players, forcing them across the map. They get information that both these two players, last two players alive for the team, they're going to push these players, and look, already being spat out across the map are the rest of Majin. It's so difficult to try and deal with the amount of pressure that these Optic players can put on. They found a couple of kills and success, denying some of the pressure, but already a 5-kill lead is everything you want to see as an Optic fan.
Optic is so good at pressing their advantages. The second you give them an inch, they will take a mile. Renegade putting down some shots across the map, going bottom middle. Such a central location to do so much damage and allow so many opportunities to escape. Renegade now jumping top middle, picking up this camo. Putting down good shots.
Nothing better than finding a couple of kills while you pick up the camo, knowing that you're putting the rest of the team on their back feet right now. Renegade jumping up onto the bridge, trying to get in there, but knows that there's a few players. Tries to get a quick kill and get out, but because, oh my God, he stays alive in that situation. I mean, so much action happening at him. And the way that he transitioned back onto the bridge, he let his camo revive to once again become hidden. I mean, that was perfect from Renegade and exactly what the doctor ordered to extend the lead, 26-15, and perfect play from Renegade with this camo.
And it seems like constantly, Wes, we're seeing Majin just spawn and kind of just turtle, almost playing a little bit scared. And Optic, when they smell blood, they are going to attack, and we're seeing that right now. Yeah,
it's a common theme. I think that's a mistake that a lot of teams make, is trying to slow the game down when it feels like the other team has control or the power-ups. When you slow the game down, that doesn't mean stop moving, because look at how Optic just swarm and really punish the other team. It's a double kill for Renegade. These players have nowhere to go because they slowed the game down. It's a triple now for Renegade as he starts to catch fire here. 10-3-5, and it looked like championship Renegade all day so far today. But I think you got to figure out ways to keep moving on the map to keep Optic at least off kiltered a little bit, but they don't have the answer here, not today.
34-18, 10 kills apiece for Lqgend and Renegade. Lqgend, one of the most aggressive players in the league, is running into the line again. Does so much damage, but Sxptiq, Kronos able to get some kills as well. So a couple members make that 3 fall for Optic, but still a 14-kill lead for Optic.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. The biggest opportunity you feel like you probably had at getting map control in this game comes at 35-21. Still so much work to do, and on a map with no power weapons, it's going to be so difficult. Camo almost a must-get if you're on the side of Majin, but how do you continue to make up the difference here in the score? It's going to be so difficult, especially as Renegade's taking the route to already get bottom middle, relocates to ping 2. He's just creating chaos. Lqgend finds 2 in the kill feed. Renegade finds another one, and their map control is immediately removed. Optic retake the map the second they come off spawn after having 3 down.
Expecting a potentially lose spawn, but members of Majin spawn over at red. Excuse me, expecting a red spawn. They spawn at blue, and now Renegade bottom middle once again. Camo in the hands of TchiK. So make that mighty. So first camo for the Majin club, but down by 16, only 10 kills left to go for Optic.
Yeah, you're down 16. It's almost unfathomable of them a comeback against what is considered to be the best team, if not the second best team in the world right now. 41-26. Zmightys with the weight of the world on his shoulders with this camo. Spots a player in the util, isn't able to find the kill, but his teammate does get the assist. A couple kills going in their favor, but still a 14-kill lead. Trades across the board benefit Optic, and the closer they get to 50, the more win conditions in Optic's favor as Majin on the road still.
Looking to avoid a steak dinner. That might be the most you can ask for right now, the way this game 2 is going.
45-29 Formal. Knows that there's a play on card. TchiK tries to play his life, but gets taken down before he can even give Formal the kill. Formal wants to get involved in this action. Knows the players are in the util. The player no shield in front of him. Pumpkinhead down. Last player in the back of the util. Perfect shots from Formal. Bridge can get a triple to end the game. Nope, can't quite hit the shots, and honestly, it's such a disadvantage there. That would have been a special kill to end the game on. But these players are dead to right, Matt. Zmightys, he's going to take the death for the team there, and Optic will take a 2-0 series lead, 50-33.
Yeah, Optic really playing like they're on a mission right now. We've seen them kind of let their foot off the gas, especially in pool plays in previous HCS events this year, but I'm hoping they've learned from their mistakes and they don't want to start, be the second team out of their pool. They want to win their pool. They want to make it to the finals, to winner's bracket, and that's really going to help them find success this event.
Yeah, it was a series against TSM that really pushed Optic to the limit, and hopefully that woke them up. They have fallen short in pool play before. I'm not going to count this pool over yet, but I think this series, we'll be back to see Game 3, and we'll see if Majin can get back into it. But Optic looking as strong as ever, as you said.
Here we go. Game number 3, capture the flag on Origin. Optic Gaming up 2-0 against Majin Clutch, coming off that close Game 5 win against TSM, now looking to go up 2-0 in their pools.
Yeah, it's tough if you're in the shoes of Majin, especially when you find yourself down 0-2, but playing an Optic Gaming that was pushed to the brink of losing a series, a Game 5, I mean, that's the last thing you want to do for your first series of the tournament right now. And Renegade, the last player you want to be playing when he's on fire. He seems to be on fire so far throughout this weekend. Hopping on board, getting some information on a few players. Knows that there's a player below and spots him. TchiK, he's got to be dead to rights. Yep, almost wins the fight though. Not perfect shots from Renegade, but you don't have to be perfect in a series like this. Finds the rockets. And this is where it could get ugly. It's CTF, and Renegade has a lot of experience pushing elbow here with the rockets. Great decision by him not to shoot that second rocket. He wants to get a kill with the bandit first, and now it leaves himself not only with the flag, a couple of mistakes being made as the flag on the move. Now you run it. I have rocks. I used to tell Maniac that back in the day. Shout out if he's watching.
Yeah, great play by Renegade there. Even though he had rockets, choosing to get that flag run started and smartly backing off, letting his teammates pick up the juggle. Now Renegade still on the side of Majin, doing so much damage, and they're going to have to deal with him before they can even worry about the flag.
How does this flag get returned is my question. Optic a little sloppy there as the flag run gets delayed because Renegade doesn't get the touch on the G slide because his teammate has to pick it up. Yes, he has rockets, but the timing's off. And with that timing, Majin actually get a reset. So good job on Majin. Great defensive stand there, but Renegade's still 5-0-0. Probably doesn't care that the flag got reset too much.
Now looking good here for Majin. 3 members spawn in the elbow. Perfect opportunity for Optic to just collapse and get a 3 fresh dead, and this flag is going to be going all the way home.
Great route by Renegade there. Out the window is the fastest route. He's able to actually do a 180, get that last final kill. All of Majin gets put in respawn. Renegade punches it in, and it's a perfect game outside of a poor flag run to kick it off for Renegade as he extends to 8-0.
Will he get the killing frenzy?
Oh my God.
Double kill, 9 kills, 0 deaths, and they're not able to get the killing frenzy. Take small victories.
You ruined it, TchiK. Great plays by Renegade, however. Let's see if Majin can kind of stop this flag. They do get it halfway, but we saw them have to stop it. 3 go down. Renegade's actually a player coming off respawn, so that flag should be returned. zMightys has an intention of running the flag himself. Unfortunately, he gets 5'd out of his socks from Renegade coming off respawn. It's going to get restored, so once again, Majin have stopped 2 what should have been flag runs and opportunities for Optic. Good defensive stand. If we're talking about positives, but still just scrappily fighting for what is any map control in this series. It looks like it's so difficult from the point of view. Flag on the move again as it goes down as well.
3 members fall for Optic. Formal last one live, but he has rockets patiently waiting.
Thought he was
not able to wait long enough. Still gets that player down to 1 shot, but Formal ultimately falls and loses the rockets.
Thought he was going to go for the body shot there as he tried to line up some wall, realized there wasn't going to be a real window of opportunity there. Does get the player to no shield, gets rid of the rocket, I guess more importantly, going down like that. Tough position to be in now. zMightys with the snipe, finds Renegade bottom middle, can't quite hit the headshot, can't hit the body on the G slide, does relocate to his BR here. Can he find some players though? Yep, bound. That's a nice shot, 2 down. Real opportunity to get significant map control now with 2 down, but Kronos is going to get taken down. I think Formal's in their base right now. Formal with the carbine, able to get a kill. Just really stalls any of the momentum or opportunity that you would have seen from Majin after those first 2 picks.
Yeah, Optic, even when they're at a quote-unquote disadvantage, they just play their life so well that they ultimately end up being in the driver's seat in a lot of these situations. And we see it all spawn as well. I think the one time this game that Optic kind of went 3 down, they spawned their elbow and so quick to just get real estate, win their fights, and get control back.
Yeah, I think what you can appreciate watching a team like Optic play Majin Club, even with the sub in this situation, is the flag on the move. You think Legend's going to cap this, but I guess he gets a feeling and a timing in his head that he needs to slay. Something you can appreciate, though, is just how good Optic are compared to a lot of our competition at this tournament. And it's year 4 of Halo Infinite, and you would have thought that maybe some of these teams closed the gap on what is one of the best teams in the world, Optic. But no, it's actually Optic kind of raising the bar continuously. Their efficiency, how they play the game, their individual skill, all shining brighter than ever here entering the World Championship. Up 2-0 now in the series, up 2-0 in Game 3.
Yeah, and you know Optic are playing with a chip on their shoulder after the first time this season not making it to the finals, falling outside of the top 2.
Yeah.
And right before the biggest event of the year, you know Optic is angry about that.
You wonder what level of complacency they might have hit after winning the first 2 events. I think like after you win 2 events with a team, you're probably sitting there waiting for the World Championship to come. Is this the moment that they've been waiting for? It sure as hell looks like it's an opportunity for them to show it. As they take this game 3-0, they take this series 3-0, they get a lead in their pool 2-0. They will have a match with Complexity later tonight to decide the winner of this pool, but Optic look prime and ready for just about anybody that we want to throw at them.
Yeah, Optic looking like a well-oiled machine now, 2-0 in their pools, hoping to do a clean sweep in their pools and move on to the winner's bracket.